Hello, everyone. Welcome to our English learning show. My name is Jane.
Hi there, I'm Liam, your host today.
I'm really excited to share tips on speaking English clearly and confidently.
And I'm excited to learn from Jane and have fun with you all. Jane, can you tell us why practicing introductions is important for learners?
Absolutely. Practicing introductions helps learners improve not just vocabulary and grammar, but also pronunciation and confidence. When you practice talking about yourself, you're preparing for real-life situations, like meeting new people, interviews, or traveling. It's also a great way to practice forming sentences naturally. I always tell my students to start with the basics: your name, your job or studies, a little about your family, and your hobbies or interests. Then, as you feel more comfortable, you can add small stories or experiences to make your introduction more engaging.
That makes sense. Can you give an example of a small story you might include in your introduction?
Sure. For example, last week I tried a new recipe I found in a cooking book. It was my first time making it, and it didn't go perfectly, but it was fun and I learned a lot. Sharing small experiences like this gives this other person something to respond to and makes your introduction feel more natural. Another example could be about my cat. She's very playful and often does funny things that make me laugh, including lighthearted. Stories in your introduction can make you seem friendly and approachable.
I see. And what about hobbies? How much should learners share about them?
Hobbies are a great way to make your introduction personal and memorable. You don't need to share everything, just a few things you enjoy and feel comfortable talking about. For me, I enjoy reading, making videos, and learning languages. I can explain why I like them and maybe share one example or story for each hobby. For example, I might talk about a book I just finished or a language challenge I recently tried. This way, the listener learns more about you and can ask questions, which leads to a natural conversation.
That's very helpful advice. What tips would you give learners about speaking clearly during introductions?
One important tip is to speak slowly and clearly. Many learners feel nervous and rush their words, but taking your time helps others understand you better and gives you confidence. It's also useful to practice in front of a mirror or record yourself. Listening to your recording allows you to notice areas you can improve, like pronunciation or sentence flow. Another tip is to imagine your introduction as a story. Don't just list facts. Try to share a few sentences. Flow naturally and tell the listener a little about who you are. And remember, mistakes are normal. They are part of learning. The more you practice, the more natural and confident you will become.
Thank you, Jane. That's very encouraging. Do you have any final advice for our listeners?
Yes, my final advice is to practice regularly and have fun with it. Introductions are not just about speaking correctly, they're also about expressing yourself and sharing or a bit of your personality. Try different ways of introducing yourself. Experiment with stories and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Every time you practice, you get better, and soon, introducing yourself in English will feel easy and natural. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to hit subscribe, and turn on the bell so you don't miss our next video. See you soon!